Yes. Well, thank you for this invitation to this very amazing and challenging forum. Thank you for this invitation to this amazing and challenging forum. During this brief talk, I would like to share some basic premises that underlie my research on digital technology and subjectivity, followed by examples about new configurations of everyday life and new forms of inhabiting a world that is already a cyborg society. Firstly, departing from Merleau-Ponty's phenomenological point of view, every technique is always a technique of the body. In short, this means that the practical modes of action of the body are inseparable from the perceiving or cognitive subject, since it is through the body that we have access to the world. Historically, through our tools, we humans have crafted ways to inhabit the world in order to survive. In doing so, we modify our relationship with every other creature. Digital technology exponentially triggers these modifications as well as its processes. Secondly, throughout these modifications, there is a clear battle about time, or a more accurate concept for this discussion would be temporalities. Henri Lefebvre's fundamental work on the contradictory relationships between space and the multiplicity of social time scales in everyday life points out the importance of analyzing how automation erases the conscious level of mediation. When talking about digital technology, we can also go forward to question how the incorporation of new technologies in our bodies, as well as in our cognitive scheme of action, produces new creatures. These new creatures are what we call cyborgs, cybernetic organisms, well known in popular culture and science fiction. Cyborg was coined by Manfred Clynes and Nathan Klein for a NASA conference in the 60s. They refer to adapting humans for life in space by incorporating a system of devices and potentially genetic engineering that help the human body to self-regulate its metabolic parameters, dependent on environmental conditions, for example, the lack of oxygen in the extraterrestrial atmosphere. In academic settings, the term has been more commonly related to technoculture studies, especially after Donna Haraway's essay, A Manifesto for Cyborgs. Many things have been said and written about this influential essay. It opens a wide terrain for research where technological devices and systems could be analyzed from a dynamic point of view, where forms of domination and control coexist with resistance and struggles. To grasp these dynamics is one of the major challenges in contemporary research. Thirdly, since body and devices has become more and more intimate, anxieties about time-space compression, multiple temporalities, and hybrid spaces, offline, online, drive the attention to modifications of the body as well as society at large as part of the evolutionary process. These scenarios prolific, producing a wide variety of concepts such as posthumanism and transhumanism, or even better, cyborgization. Chris Hebbles-Gray has written a very insightful articles about these concepts, challenging the premises of words, such as posthumanism, and placing cyborgology at the center of the discussion agenda. And this is a quote, not just the machines and procedures, but the words that we work with as well. This is a key approach of cyborgology, sorting out the denotations, the connotations, and the implications of our tools. Because cyborgization is about making living creatures our tools, machines to use, and this includes us. End of the quote. This means that the topic of agency must be at the heart of the debate about responsibility in designing technological systems, along with usage or access. Both agency and access use should be matters of concern. When we talk about cyborgization, we can refer to body implants. Medical implants are devices or tissues that are placed inside or on the surface of the body. There are a wide variety of implants that are prosthetics. They are intended to replace missing body parts or even enhance capabilities. Other implants deliver medication, monitor body functions, or provide support to organs and tissues, as in the case of a common artificial cardiac pacemaker. These prosthetics devices recreate the body and open it to new possibilities and interconnections. For example, vulnerabilities in internet-connected implants have become a trending topic after hacking possibilities have been discussed. While these devices could collect valuable data to customize medical treatment, they also open the door to uncertainties and risk. On the one hand, unlike regular electronic devices, these devices are embedded inside the body and require surgery for a complete update and restoration. On the other hand, as Mark Goodman, a global security expert, has said, the evidence of medical tampering might not even be locked on the body where the coroner is accustomed to find it, but rather might be thousands of kilometers away from an ocean on a foreign computer server. End of the quote. But we don't need to have a medical implant to be a cyborgian. While vaccination make one technically cyborgs, more complicated external modifications are what are really interesting. Our electronic telecommunication devices are reconstructing our body and social fabrics as well. When we use our smartphone to organize our memories, to schedule our time, to track our territories, or to monitor our medicine and dietary intakes, or physical exercise, for example, we are part of what we call the cyber society. We have become an everyday cyborg. This phenomenon opens a great variety of settings for research. Especially interesting, taking into consideration actual migratory policies and border surveillance, is the role of information and communication technologies and social media in migration patterns. Several findings in recent research are remarkable. Focused on European context, Giorgio Ponte, 2013, edited a special issue of Observatorio from the point of view of media audiences and social integration. One of the main concerns of the articles in this issue were contemporary families and the role of the media in relationship among family members. For instance, research conducted with transnational Arab audiences indicated that for many migrants, the media world is a world of comparing and contrasting. It is a world of daily negotiations. Community is becoming a complex grid of local and distant relationships and belongings. This also addresses gender and generational issues. For instance, in the Moroccan Dutch case study focused on the reconfigurations of gender identity, Lers and Pons and Nessie, 2013, found that young people actively negotiate between opposite motivations of continuity and change in identification vis-a-vis parent, family members, and community norms and expectations. Mobile communication technology, especially smartphones, are valuable devices among people on the move, refugees, as well as legal and illegal immigrants. Smartphones are useful to identify routes that prove successful, opportunities for networking and keeping in touch with families and friends, which are essential survival tools. As an instance, it has been reported by the New York Times that Syrians are helped along their journeys by Arabic language Facebook groups like Smuggling into EU or How to Emigrate to Europe. The articles ask that these practices already have started to affect the trafficking business. Immigrants that successfully completed their journey share their experience on social media, and the GPS coordinates of every stop along their routes. It has been reported that the only part of the journey that most migrants still pay for is the crossing from Turkey to Greece. These new settings reconstruct the migratory process, allowing more space for empowering migrants and new strategies for survival. The same is true for the more settled environment, the so-called smartphone. No tengo suficiente tiempo para explicar esta parte, pero básicamente lo que se está planteando en algunos contextos experimentales con modelos de smartphone tipo iSpace, que es un proyecto en la Universidad de Essex, es la posibilidad de que el usuario, al tener directamente control y acceso a la información que se produce automáticamente con el uso de los distintos servicios disponibles en una casa inteligente, puede tener un poder de negociación mayor con el Estado y con compañías que producen, por ejemplo, energía o que producen, por ejemplo, electricidad, y propiciar foros de discusión ciudadano sobre el mejor empleo de estos recursos y cómo posicionarse mejor dentro del terreno de la participación ciudadana. Para terminar, quiero terminar con, I want to finish this intervention with a brief statement, which I think could be important. From the point of view of design, it is more about designing collaboration between human and machines than the odd and fearful Frankensteinian image of disaster and the degradation of humanity. Research on technoculture should demonstrate the ways in which new technological systems construct a consumer subject that sometimes is an uncritical and even unconsciously collaborating object of new forms of capital accumulation and exploitation, for example, data mining and its private appropriation by huge corporations, but it also must investigate how people, as agents, get their way around and through technological developments to pursue a better place and way to live in. Thank you.